Justin Wood, and in light of the recent mass shootings in our nation, I would like to do my speech, which is argumentative speech on gun control. So, before I dive into this controversial topic, I would like to define exactly what a mass shooting is. A mass shooting is nothing more than an instance where 4 or more people are shot. Now, these injuries sustained in these shootings does not have to be fatal in any means to be included in the database as a mass shooting. Now, throughout the past few decades, gun control has received its fair share of controversy. Many people twist the meaning of gun control to meet their own agendas. These meanings are nothing more than a misconception of the true definition of gun control, which is the establishment of rules for people to follow to ensure the safety of our society's population. Just within the last year, 179 mass shootings have occurred, resulting in a staggering 243 deaths and 710 injuries. Now, one of the most significant recent mass shootings occurred June 12th in Orlando, Florida at a nightclub called Pulse, resulting in 50 deaths and 53 people injured. This shooting would go down in history as the most deadly mass shooting ever to occur on American soil. Moments like this, issues arise, arguments of what could have happened or what could have been implemented to ensure that these heinous crimes would have never been committed. Liberals believe that stricter gun laws should have been implemented prior to these heinous crimes, or centralized gun databases should have been implemented to ensure the safe sale of these weapons. While other pro-gun activists or organizations such as the NRA, which is the National Rifle Association, believe that the laws that are in place are sufficient because it's not the actual gun or weapon that commits the crime, it's the person behind it. We all know that something must change in order to stop these senseless shootings, but this action must also protect the rights granted underneath the Constitution. For us to come up with an educated opinion on this situation, we must look at a couple different questions. Where did these shooters get their weapons? Were they legally or illegally obtained? Did the shooters have any past mental illness or criminal record? To answer the first question, according to The Guardian, a reliable news source, in 9 of the last 20 worst mass shootings of this year, majority of the guns were received legally. Now, the 11 other cases did not have any evidence showing whether the guns were obtained legally or illegally. Another report from the New York Times reports the majority of the guns used in mass shootings in this recent year were obtained legally as well. Now, to answer our second question, did these shooters have any past history of mental illness or criminal records? Reports from The Guardian show that up to 60% of perpetrators of mass shootings in the United States since 1970 had some type of symptom, including acute paranoia, delusions, or depression before committing these crimes. Another report from the New York Times states that at least 8 of the 16 gunmen of the 16 last mass shootings had some type of mental or criminal record. Now, given this information, you're able to come up with a conclusion of whether the government should implement a centralized gun database to track the sale of these weapons to individuals that are fit to carry them, or to enforce stricter gun laws. Now, the solution is never going to be simple, and it's never going to appease everyone that's involved. So both anti-gun and gun control activists need to set their differences aside and develop a database that limits unqualified individuals from possessing these guns to mitigate future incidents from like this ever occurring, so that these guns are not handed over to individuals who were not fit to hold them.